Hello everyone, I am Tessellating Hexagons, and now for something completely different. Indeed, this is going to be a bit of an unusual Let's Play, if you can even call it that. I'll be going through a game called Choice of the Dragon. Now, I've encountered this game before. I played through it once, and it's an interesting thing. It's just a multiple choice thing, but it's so story-driven, and I don't really know what else to say, so we'll just play through it and see what happens. So, we'll begin with the first choice, as it were. Not really sure how this is going to play out in terms of video. Like, I don't know, I'll talk you through my options, and then I'll read the thing, talk through my thought processes, pick an answer, pad it out like it's a game show in the UK, ooh, shots fired. Anyway, let us begin. A knight charges up the slope at you. His horse pounds at the ground, carrying a heavily armoured warrior as if he were a child's doll. The knight sets his lance to attack you. How do you defend yourself, O mighty dragon? Now, this game relies on stats and, well, also the answers that you give drive the story. So, I don't think we've got into the stats just yet, so I'll just pick my personal preference.
I knock the knight from his horse with a slap of my tail.
You swing your mighty tail around and knock the knight flying. While he struggles to stand, you break his horse's back and begin devouring it. Do you finish him off, victorious dragon? That's a good question. Now, last time I played through this, I went through the cynical, disdainful route of answers, so I think I'll go the same way because that ended well.
Now that the threat is ended, he is beneath my concern.
You leisurely eat the knight's horse. He slinks away as quietly as he can. His heavy armor makes a stealthy escape impossible. Still, you pay him no mind as he leaves. You know, it's going to get annoying to keep calling you great and mighty dragon. What is your name? Now, I want to use the same name that I did last time, even though the story will probably go a bit differently from last time, so I'd be rewriting my own canon, but at the same time I don't want to pick a different name, because the name I chose is awesome.
Calemvir. Don't get it wrong or I'll fry you to a crisp.
Will you be male or female? Last time I chose male, so yeah, whatever, we'll go canonical.
Male, you impudent narrator. Do I sound like a female?
As you think about it, the knight's attack was probably inevitable. After all, you did just kidnap the princess from right out of her tower, although, isn't it a little sexist to always kidnap princesses? Well, that's a bit of a random question, but let's just go with what... I don't know. I don't think this question has an impact on anything, but whatever.
I'll have you know that I make a careful point of alternating between princes and princesses, but it happened to be time for a princess.
Oh, of course, I am sorry for questioning you. Anyway, as you ripped the roof off of her tower, the light glistened off your... would you like to specify the colour of your hide? I wasn't sure which colour to put in that description. Oh, this is a fun one. And I have to scroll down a bit because I've got the screen capture going at a certain... I made the screen capture the right size for the first question, and the questions aren't all the same size. So, again, I'll just go with the same description as last time because, I mean, come on. Pretty is pretty.
Iridescent. I'm the most beautiful creature you've ever laid eyes upon.
Wonderful choice. So the light glistened off your iridescent hide as you snatched the princess out of her tower. While we're on the subject, let's settle a few other details. How many limbs will you have, not counting your wings or tail? I'm thinking traditional.
I'm European, so 4. 2 hind legs, 2 front legs. Don't you know anything?
Is the top of your head ridged rather, or smooth? For personal reasons, I can't not go with this one.
Smooth. Not that I have a childish sense of humour, you understand.
I see. And your wings, leathery or scaly? There isn't much of a difference, but don't like the idea of bat wings.
I have scales. I'm a dragon, not a flying mouse.
As you kidnapped the princess, you beat your scaly, iridescent wings and flew off into the night as she clutched tightly to your smooth scalp to avoid plummeting to her doom. What are you planning on doing with the princess anyway? This game knows me. I'm afraid this game knows me too well.
It's all about the ransom payments. Those are a quick and easy way to build a hoard.
Indeed. Within a month, a large chest of gold comes to pay for the princess's release. What do you do then? I don't want to be an asshole. I don't remember if there is karma in this game. Yeah.
Honor demands that I carry out my end of the bargain.
Of course. No sooner have you received your payment than you let the princess go, because I'm not an asshole. This would be a good time to talk a little more about your personality. All dragons can be described in terms of a handful of characteristics, each in opposing pairs. Brutality and finesse, cunning and honor, disdain and vigilance. Are you more notable for your brutality or your finesse? I mean, come on. Come on, guys. You know me at this point. This is me in a nutshell.
Finesse, precision and aerial maneuverability. Not all dragons are monsters, you racist.
Do you have more cunning or honor? Can't I just be both? I mean, I'm kind of both.
Cunning, intelligence and trickery.
Do you disdain threats and insults that are beneath you, or are you vigilant against any slight or transgression? I went down the disdainful route last time, and that served me well, so I'll go with that.
Disdain, patience and scorn.
Now we're going to view some flashbacks of your days as a wormling. As a young hatchling, you lived with your mother in a cave high up on a mountain. Your mother had a vast hoard of treasure and a varied hunting range. Some of your siblings chose to spend much of their time reading the rare codices, is that plural of codex? And scrolls your mother had collected. Other siblings spent their time hunting dangerous game and brawling with each other. Which pursuit did you prefer? Once again, me in real life, I think the answer's obvious.
Reading. The sport of fighting is far beneath me.
A wise choice that made you more cunning and taught you finesse. This is how you gain stats by right answers. As you reached maturity, you began to threaten your mother's dominance over her territory. Before you could possibly have bested her in direct confrontation, she threw you out of her lair and drove you from the lands in which you grew up, leaving you to fend for yourself without any resources beyond your claws, wings, and teeth. Did you seek revenge on her by turning some of the humans in her land against her, or did you consider petty revenge beneath you? And come on, obvious answer is obvious.
She may have had an impressive hoard of treasure, but the revenge is beneath my dignity. Please.
Disdain for petty matters is essential for a dragon, as it avoids the pointless feuds that weaken you and allow your enemies to achieve great goals. Manipulating peasants is also not the most honourable of activities for a mighty dragon such as yourself. Your wise choice increases disdain and honor, because American spelling is American. After several days of flight, you come across a tiny halfling travelling through the desert. Even from afar, your keen eyes detected the glint of gold and the sparkle of magic. This halfling has some sort of magic golden shield strapped to his tiny back. You immediately knew that this treasure must be yours. The halfling was far from civilization and would almost surely die soon of thirst and starvation. For the moment, he seemed to be protected by the power of the shield. Did you kill him on the spot, ignoring his magical protections, or did you hover nearby and wait for the halfling to die, knowing that you might lose the treasure? I'd imagine that the shield would protect from direct attacks, but he's dying. He's dying anyway. He's in the desert. He's not going to last too much longer.
I waited for him to die. It's easier on me and better for my public image.
There's no reason you have to do all the dirty work yourself after a few hours later. I can words them. The halfling stumbled, crawled for a while, and finally stopped. You easily plucked the treasure off his body, saving yourself quite a bit of work. Disdain and finesse increase. One of your elder clutchmates was an overbearing brute named Axelmaeus. Axelmaeus loved to torment the others, always seeking to seize what did not belong to him.
Calemvir,
he said with a menacing grin.
Give me that golden shield, or I will beat you within an inch of your life.
I know there is a wrong answer to this. I wouldn't trust the first option. I can't trust the last option, but see, he might be an asshole. If I straight up give him the shield, he will probably kill me anyway. So, at least I'm trying not to get into a fight.
I gave him the shield to avoid a fight, although he was probably going to attack me no matter what I did. Axelmaeus is a special kind of asshole, after all.
Disdain increases. Axelmaeus took your shield and beat you with it hard. Then he crushed the shield in his jaws, wasting the magical energies imbued within it, and spit it out at your feet. He laughed with a great roar as he flew away. That dick. Still, I kind of knew that would happen. I mean, come on. Axelmaeus is a dick. We know this. Well, I knew this. But also you should know this as well. You have the following stats. Brutality to finesse, 10 to 90. Cunning to honor, 69. to 31, disdain versus vigilance 91 to 9, and infamy 50%. Wealth 6,500 gold coins. Whoa, £6,500 because gold coins are worth £1 in this country. Such fun. I think I will end this episode here. I'll probably record it all in one session, but I'll end this episode here because that's the intro and then the stuff happens later down the line. So I have been and will continue to be Tessellating Hexagons, and this has been Choice of the Dragon, which will kind of be filler until the next random thing that I do to fill time between now and the end of the year, so see you in the next video.